Okay, welcome back to Comedy or Worse.
Or worse.
I love it.
Add a little something.
Nice, exactly. So I'm here with a very special guest.
Anastasia Washington.
Yay! It's not that I don't know how to pronounce people's names, but they always pronounce it the best.
It's true. Unless they don't, and then that's really weird that they wouldn't know their own name.
Yeah, exactly.
There might be somebody out there.
That's right. Actually, playing a character with Dallas and Jess, and I made up thing where he pronounces his name different a couple times. You know,
like every time
or why he doesn't even know.
I mean, that might be me a little bit. When I was a kid, when I was a kid actor, they changed my name so many times that I'm like, I don't care how you say my name, just call me. Just say something.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Nice.
Nice. So do you use the stage name or you use your?
So right now, I currently use the name my mother gave me.
Oh. Okay.
But at times through my career, I have used stage names. Yes,
right.
Isn't that weird? Yeah.
No, that's perfect. It would be weird if nobody ever used a stage name.
That's true. That's true. Stage names are a lot more common than people. Like, people are always like, "Oh my gosh, their real name is blah," and I'm like, "Yeah." You know. But yes, currently that is my real name.
All right, cool. So how did you get into comedy?
I think it was just kind of like a natural progression for me. I was an actor for a long time as a kid, but I was kind of always the comedic relief. I didn't mean to, it just seemed like naturally I was the comedic relief.
Sure.
And I really fought it in my teens, like real hard. I was like, nah, I'm a serious, like, ingenue. And everyone was like, yeah, no, you're funny. And I was like, no. And then like right out of like high school, I started doing like improv,
nice.
Just because it was like good on your resume. And I liked it. I liked improv and I liked sketch. But there's something about stand-up that's like just like so cool about it, like being like so easy to just reflect on yourself and get up and do a show whenever you want to. Whereas as a team, you gotta deal with all that stuff, which is great. Collaboration is amazing, but there's something freeing about just being like the master of your own destiny with stand-up, you know?
Yeah, nice.
For sure.
That's super cool.
I love it.
Let's see. So when you started doing comedy, did you get like addicted to it right away?
I mean, probably, yeah. Like improv, I was pretty addicted, and stand-up, I actually did like 2 solid years and then kind of was like, oh, this is a lot. And then took like a little mini year break and then like went back hard.
Okay.
Weirdly enough, like some of the hardest years that I like really did comedy was like during the pandemic. Like, gosh, like I did all kinds of stuff during the pandemic. I like tried roast battles, which I am horrible at, but I tried, you know, you know what I mean? So, yeah, I mean, there was a time I took a little bit of a break, but I was always like, I need to get back at it. Just sometimes it's so scary. Or grinding, not even scary, it's like grinding on you.
Yeah, it definitely can wear you out.
Yeah, and I think the first 2 years I was doing very different kind of comedy than I am doing now. And I had to kind of find my style and be like, what do I want to say?
Sure.
So I think that year was really good for me to be like, yeah, I didn't like what I was doing before. What do I want to do? What do I want to say? You know?
Right.
Yeah, so that was a good year to take off.
Yeah, I definitely want to try everything, which is probably a bad thing for my career, right?
No, I think that's great. You should throw everything against the wall and see what sticks, right?
Yeah.
How do you know you're bad at something if you never try it, right?
But being bad can be funny too.
It can be really funny. I mean, not with me in roast battles. It's like I'm the most polite roast battler ever, and nobody should ever invite me to do a roast battle.
But did they invite you back?
They did. I don't know why.
Because it's about putting on a good show. So you were a good character, right?
I was like, your cat is so cute. Your cat's more interesting than you, which is true on a lot of people.
Hey,
You
well,
know?
I think that's a cute, funny roast.
Great roast. Yeah, I should totally take it up as a career. Maybe not. No.
No, just say yes and then go to the show not prepared and just make up stuff.
Yeah,
Just like treat it like improv.
yeah, just like say yes and lack of preparation. People really appreciate that.
Well, I mean, if you're good, they won't notice.
That's true. That's true. No, I mean, I like to say yes to a lot of things. Like, I think it's like saying yes is like putting yourself out there, especially in an entertainment field. You meet new people.
Yeah.
You have new experiences. Even if they're bad experiences, hey, that's a script later on. You know what I mean?
For sure.
So I'm like, I say yes to a lot of things, and if it scares you, like I feel like then there's something there that you need to conquer. I hate being afraid of things, so I usually like push into it more. Like I'm scared of this. Oh, we should do it definitely. Like, yeah. Except for jumping out of a plane, I won't do that.
Right.
Because it's crazy.
Because you need a parachute.
Yes. I won't parachute out of a plane either.
Okay. Oh.
I know, I have to be more specific. I'm not jumping out of a plane with any equipment whatsoever.
Yeah, the only way to get her to jump out of a plane is if she jumps out with another plane.
Yeah, with another plane attached to the plane.
Like, you know, like
tandem planing.
It's a glider. You have to push your way out. But other than that, it's
I'm not. Unless it's like an emergency, then I'll probably jump out of a plane. Or if like an ex goes, you'll never jump out of a plane, then I'll probably be like, oh, really? And then I'll jump out of a plane. Don't do that. Nobody do that to me. That's how I learned how to drive. One of my exes was like, you'll never learn how to drive. And I was like, oh, yeah? And then I learned.
Well, there you go.
But don't try it.
Yeah, exactly. You gotta. Well, I mean, it's good to stay motivated, right?
Yeah, I mean, motivation has never been like a problem for me,
Sure.
but like rage motivation is really motivating. When somebody tells you can't do something, don't you feel like, oh, like, well, I'll prove you wrong.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's right. So what are your goals in comedy right now?
My goals in comedy right now are I want to do more with my one-woman show for sure. And my one-woman show is kind of like, I think it hits a lot of hard areas, so it's not 100% like a comedy special. There's some sad moments in it. But I think like I'd like to do more with that and like, you know, even make it a special or something like that.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and I've been writing a lot of horror comedy lately. I'd love to continue to do that and actually make more horror comedy. This year I've been lucky. I've been making a lot of horror comedies content. So I would love to do that more. Yeah, for sure.
Oh, that's super cool. So what is your writing process?
Ooh. So I always constantly have a file on my phone if I think of like dialogue or I think of subjects or I think of or if I know that somebody laughs, you know what I mean? Like, oh, somebody laughed at that story. I usually like note it down. So there's just like this really crazy file on my phone that is just, it's called Stand Up and Shit. Just Stand Up and Shit. I also have one that's like a dialogue and movie TV concepts, maybe.
Okay, cool.
But it's just like if anybody else looked at it. Sometimes I even look at it and I'm like, what did I write down at 4 a.m.? What does this mean?
Sure.
And then I'm like, you probably should like go into it more. But yeah, I'll write different notes down, and then every once in a while I'll just be looking through it and being like, okay, let's solidify this. And as far as like a set, it kind of just depends on where I'm at. Or if there's a theme show or something like that. So if I'm booked to do a certain city, I kind of like have like in my head like these jokes will probably work, but you never really know until you're on the stage,
Right.
like how people are, right?
Wow,
Like I was like,
I can't imagine doing different jokes for different cities.
well, you have to, right? Like I don't know. I feel
do?
you
Oh,
do.
no.
I feel like
Oh,
what I thought was gonna work, even day to day. Like I did this festival in Utah like a while back, and we the first day I was there, we had like this night, like late night show. Everyone was like rowdy, and like people were drinking. I don't even know where they got alcohol in Utah, but they did. And that was a different kind of feel, right? So I went out there and I felt the crowd, and I was like, okay, I can do all my raunchy stuff. I can whatever. The next day, we had another one that was like during the day, and I just like did one joke, and I was like, oh, okay, so family material. Let's do more family material. Let's just like switch it up. So yeah, like I try to like have a lot of options available. I try to do my research and try to feel the tone before I go on stage, so I have a plan.
sure.
But usually, once you get on stage, if I feel that one joke is like not working, like a tester joke, I usually have like a tester joke, and I go, okay, that one didn't work. That means this crowd's like this, and therefore switch switch gears.
Oh, that's interesting.
To-
So you
to
don't
me-
do your absolute best joke first.
Well,
You
I
have an actual tester.
have a tester joke. I have a tester. I have like a tone. I guess I would call it like a tone joke.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, and I think especially since I have to, like, so I'm half black, so I'm used to code switching, which is a concept that a lot of white people don't know. But code switching is like basically you read the room and you're like, okay, I need to go a little bit more black, or I need to go a little more white. I need to like, like you try to acclimate. So that is kind of how I do my comedy too.
Okay.
So I have kind of like okay, how are we feeling? How's the room? And then from that, then I, go on with the rest of my set the way I feel.
All right. Cool.
I know I'm a weirdo. So many people are like set, like they have like a set, but I'm
Well,
like,
I mean, you hear different advice, and they're like, oh, do you win the crowd over?
yeah.
So you're not trying to win the crowd over, you're testing them.
I think I'm trying. I think yes, I'm trying to get a tone. That doesn't mean I'm not trying to win their approval or anything like that. But it's more like a welcome, this is me kind of thing.
Sure.
And how are you reacting to that
Right.
version of me?
So,
you know?
follow-up question then is, have you ever had a joke that works at every audience?
Yeah, a lot of my family jokes work at every audience.
Right, but you wouldn't want to do that one because you're trying to figure out
Right.
the tone of the
Yeah,
room.
I usually
Okay, interesting.
I usually tone my try the tone with a joke about about being mixed and about being me and being the national, like the racial, the race that I am. And based on people's reaction to that, you can kind of tell. And it's funny, but it's also more like an intro of me, right?
Sure.
And so then based on how they react, I go, okay, cool.
Cool. So what's the best reaction you've gotten?
Recently I did the Laugh Factory for Chocolate Sundays, and
Nice.
I knew that I had to switch it up, and I planned for how I was going to like introduce myself and deal with like the dynamics of being biracial and being light-skinned and being in a predominantly black crowd. So I had prepared myself for how to like introduce myself and really and I think it really, I think it landed really nicely because I brought everyone in on the joke of me.
Nice.
You know what I mean? Like I made fun of the fact that like we all have one of these light-skinned girls in our family. Like if you're a black family, you have one of me, and and you're like, oh, that one. And so like I think that really, instead of just being like, I don't know, like I was like, yeah, I'm that chick.
Wow, that's really cool. So that is you found that joke found the perfect audience.
Yeah.
Hopefully you can keep doing that.
Yeah, you know, and I think I had to learn kind of hard with that one because, like, I didn't used to lead that way. Yeah. And especially with Black crowds, I would, like, and then I was like, oh no, like, I really do have to acknowledge, like, the elephant in the room, which is me and my skin. So if I don't acknowledge it, it becomes a problem through the rest of my set. So might as well acknowledge it right up front, bring people in on the joke. Yeah, exactly. And especially when you're dealing with, like, weird dynamics such as race, like, bringing people into the fold is so much better at the top than just being like later on when you're like 3 jokes in and being like, oh, by the way, I should acknowledge the fact that this is a thing for us. You know what I mean? Right. So for me, I think learning that was hard because I had a couple of like ouch moments. Sure. But now I think I found that little loophole that is making it work. Yeah, hopefully it continues to work always. And if not, we'll adjust.
Right, yeah. So yeah, the idea is like you're trying to find your common voice and everything. It's interesting. I'm thinking about it lately is like I'm trying to broaden my comedy as much as I possibly can.
Of course, yeah.
And keep doing this long enough where the people that like me will purposely come to a show that I'm on.
Exactly. And also like having the identity, a strong identity, a strong like voice, but at the same time being palatable to everybody. Like right. Being strongly you, but universally accepted? What? Like so much to think about.
How is that possible?
I'm not sure, but you know, I'll just keep trying.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I remember like, I wish I would have started comedy earlier. Do you wish you started comedy earlier?
I mean, I didn't start stand up until I think I was like 30, 31, 30, in my 30s. I don't know that I would have been a great comic at 20. I didn't know myself very well. I think I would have done so much self-deprecating humor that I would have not been like coming from a healthy position. Not that I'm like completely and totally like mentally healthy. Oh, I'm a comedian, obviously, but I think I'm very much better than I was in my 20s. So I don't know. I think it might have destroyed me a little bit. So I'm glad a little bit that I found it, that the comedy I did in my 20s and my teens was like supported by a team because I think I needed that. And then like in my 30s, I could be like, well, I can take the stage by myself. I have my voice now. Nice. So I don't know. I mean, I guess I would have had a leg up. I would have had more years, which is always great. You know, I would have known different people. I would have started off in different areas, but like, no, I think I did it the right way because I don't know. I probably would have done cocaine back then. I haven't done cocaine yet.
Yay, me either.
Okay, but here I did. Okay, I didn't do cocaine. I absolutely no, I didn't do cocaine. But I had to do like this scene where like we had to do like stage cocaine, which is just like really gross. It's like flour and mixtures and stuff like that. And so like I got so into the scene that like I literally, you know, like, and I thought I got it all off. We went to dinner after we wrapped filming, and this waiter comes up to me and he goes, "Listen, I'm cool. Don't worry about it." But and I was like, "No, it's stage cocaine." And he's like, "I don't care. Listen, dude, it's okay. You doing cocaine? Just wait." I was like, "No, I literally have never done cocaine. I'm serious. I did not do cocaine. I've been so good. I've been so good. Yeah, go ahead." But he did not believe me, and nobody on my cast and crew was like, "Yeah, it's stage cocaine."
Oh
like I was like, "Seriously, you guys?"
What a way to be let down.
I know. I was like, I prided myself as being like one of the few actors in LA since they were a kid that never did cocaine, and now I did basically like baking powder and. I'm now a cocaine addict to that guy.
Exactly. You have a problem, you can't even admit it.
I can't even get the good stuff. I just get the bargain basement powder from it's like Target brand cocaine. I'm disappointed in myself.
What are you gonna do?
Oh my gosh.
So Who's the funniest person in your life right now?
My mom's really funny. But my niece and nephew probably are going to take the second slot.
Nice.
I do pull a lot from my family. My family is too close. We are too weird. And I think they love that I do jokes about them.
Oh,
so almost like immediately after, they're like, hey, like, what is there a joke about me right now? Because if not, here, listen, you should do this. And I'm like, dude, like, please stop doing weird stuff. It's not how it works. You're naturally so weird. I'm pulling from that, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, definitely, my mom is a hoot. She has lived such an insane life, and we're very close. And she goes to like most of the stuff. Like, she's just like a very supportive person. So she'll be at my shows, she'll be at my movie premieres, she'll be like, she's just like always there. She's kind of like a little mascot that says really dirty, nasty things that you don't want to hear. Okay, people do want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Keep it clean.
It's just so gross because it's your mom. You know what I mean?
Sure, I get it.
Like, when I make a dirty joke, I'm like, and then she'll like come in with like another button, and I'm like, no, you don't add the button. Don't add a dirty button. Like, keep the dirty button alone. But yeah, my family is they're crazy, and so
it sounds like you need to bring your mom on stage.
You know, she does heckle sometimes, and we'll do some crowd work.
Okay. Do you tell people that that's your mom?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, there was this one, when I did my one-woman show and they had a question and answer after, they were asking questions about my mom. I'm like, I don't know, ask her. And then I got her up because I was like, I don't want to answer. I was like, just ask that chick right there. The source of my anxiety in the front row. What do you think? Yeah, but yeah.
You let her sit in the front row, huh?
Let her do anything? Come on now.
I don't know. Okay, now I know.
I have no
choice.
choice. No choice
She's
in
like,
that.
I'm going to find out where your show is.
Yeah, pretty much.
Everyone knows me. They're going to sit me where I want to sit.
They will. They will be like, Alista's here. Oh my God. I'm like, no, stop. Stop feeding her. She'll just keep coming back. No, she's great. It's great to have a supportive mother. And gosh, she supports my friends' project stuff and comedy so much too. Like, some of my friends are like, she's like, I want to go see your stand-up show. And some of my friends are like, well, we were real dirty. And she's like, oh, like, I don't know dirty. I'm like, I think they're just trying to be polite, Mom. Like, they don't want to do it in front of they're embarrassed to do like a dick joke in front of a 75-year-old woman. But don't be. 75-year-old women have seen
Sure.
dick. They've seen dick.
Most desensitized.
Yeah, they've seen it all. I think. I don't actually want to think about it.
Yeah. Let's talk about something else.
Moving on.
So I asked this to everybody. I don't always know the answer, but I think I know the answer to this one.
Okay.
When did we meet?
Oh, when did we meet?
Oh, you don't remember?
I don't know
Okay.
exactly when.
Jess' his birthday party.
Yes.
The Jam-a-theme.
Oh my God! Yes.
You and your friend Joy, is that right?
Yeah, Joy.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if it was that one or just like comedy in general. Like, how did we?
No, I wasn't a comic back then.
That's
I didn't
right.
know you were a comic.
That's right.
I remember like trying, kind of flirting with you girls and kind of like talking.
Yeah.
And
was it the one where we did the pillow fight? Or was it the one that was like at Fonco and stuff?
It was at Fonco. And
I remember that one. Yeah, I was lit at that one.
Okay.
There's actually a picture, like, there's a picture of me behind, like, totally crashing somebody's photo, and like, I was like the most unflattering. You should use it as one of the promotions. I'm like this. I think I'm behind Mel and Stephanie or something. They're trying to take like a cute little. And I'm like, ooh.
So funny.
That's crazy. That was so long ago.
Oh yeah.
Damn.
Definitely.
So yeah, like.
Were you already doing acting and improv?
I was doing
comedy?
improv. I don't know if I was doing. I guess I was doing, that might have been my break year stand-up, like.
Oh, okay.
Because I really was doing, like, nerd hosting.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that was, like, so I was coming off of doing comedy for stand-up, but I was still doing kind of, like, improv and stuff, but I was doing a lot of nerd hosting, comedy, like, sketch and stuff like that, but not, like,
Cool.
stand-up. Yeah. Isn't it weird, our evolutions, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was a cool party, though.
Yeah, it was super fun.
Yeah. That's so funny. Yeah, I was like, I thought we met either at like an improv show or at a con.
Sure.
Cause you do cons, don't you? You go to cons.
I used to.
Yeah.
But once I just got into comedy,
You're just like,
it's just,
it's
and
too
also
much.
like, you know, I'm old. I'm 53. You don't have to say it. That was not.
I'm young.
She's younger than me. She's young. She's exactly the age she's supposed to be.
That's a great way to answer it.
Right?
That is, yeah.
Because if you were any other age, you'd be a different universe.
I mean, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I'm okay with the multiverse. Yeah, cons are a lot.
Yeah. So what happened is, it's not like I own a house or whatever, so I like having to move a lot, and like stuff, like physical items, sort of like have this weight, because you think about, oh my God, when I move, I have I either have to move it or get rid of it or whatever. So why even buy all this stuff that I don't need in the first place?
Yeah, cons, like, it's hard. I've been really proud of myself. Like, every Comic-Con, like, I feel like I buy less. But then there's this other con called Midsummer Scream, where I do the most damage, and I go, why did I do this? And it's usually, I'm good for like the first 2 days I'm at the con. Sure. I'm like, I don't need it. And it's usually when I bring my mom.
Oh no.
And she wants to come see me, like, do a show or something, or like, I want to see you perform at least one day at a con. So she comes, and then she's like, yeah, you should totally get the, Candyman Nutcracker for $70. Oh yeah, you should totally get this purse. And I'm like, what did I do? What have I done? I'm trying to be better about action figures and Funko Pops, because there's too many but then they keep bringing me in. They're like, oh, but have you seen this whole set of Fifth Element Funkos? And you need every character. And you're right, I do. I need every character. You're like, no, you don't.
I guess there's an advantage of growing up poor, that, like, supposedly middle class, but it was more like we were only middle class because our, grandparents were able to bail us out and stuff. So, like, I never got the G.I. Joe. I got the knockoff stuff. So, never really had desire. I like to look at them, but it's like, why do I need to own all that?
Yeah. I mean, we were middle class, but I also worked as an actor as a kid, so I had money. And then
you made money, and they
let you touch certain amount of your money. Like, my parents didn't really take any of my money for income.
Oh, okay.
So I mean, I didn't really spend that much, but there's also something about growing up in LA. Like, the parties and stuff I'd be invited to, or like, my mom really knew I was like such a toy person. Like, she got me this like kid gig where I would like try out the new Mattel toys, and then you would be able to get like a free Mattel toy after.
Wow.
Like, I don't know, she just knew I was like such a geek that I was like, yeah, I want to try out new stuff and get free toys.
Yeah.
So I guess she knew that I had an addiction that young. But yeah, I loved toys, but I did get a lot of hand-me-downs. My sisters are 13 and 12 years older than me.
Oh, wow.
So some of my toys are from the 70s, even though I'm an 80s baby, right? So I'll be like, I never had Ken. I always had Barbie, but I never had Ken. I had, this is probably not politically correct, so sorry. I had a Michael Jackson Thriller doll as my Ken.
It's just the story of you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, just all these people being canceled. So I'm like,
it's not like you made the Ken doll do inappropriate thing. Your MJ doll, right? Well, we won't talk about that.
All girls make their Ken and Barbies doing inappropriate things. It's just what we do. We're like,
Right, that's not what I mean, but I won't explain what I mean.
Oh.
Right.
No.
Anyway.
No.
So what were we talking about? So how far have you traveled to do comedy?
Oh, well, I've done festivals in other states. I did a little comedy when I was in the UK, but not very much. So that was probably the farthest I've done it. Wow. I don't know the mileage on that because I don't know geography.
That's okay. We'll say the UK is the furthest.
Oh yeah, you didn't ask for the mileage. Why am I trying to do math in my head? You're like, how many miles? That's in my head. You said.
Okay, you want a numbers question? What's the biggest audience you performed for?
No, I don't know.
And I want the exact number.
She's okay. Hold on.
Ticket sales.
My memory is so bad too. I do have a really bad
How
memory.
do you know your memory's bad?
Because
I look at pictures. Because I wasn't there.
Because I panic a lot in my head. Huh? I can memorize anything, but then somebody asks me oh, what color were you wearing? And I'm like, I don't know.
Why would they ask you that?
I don't know, just random stuff, or were you at this bar? No, I don't know. I don't know. And then they'll be like, yes, here's the picture. I guess I was there. I don't know.
That's not me.
I don't know. I am really bad like that. I think it's because I have too many tabs open in my brain.
Really? How do you close all tabs?
I don't. I'm a woman. We don't close tabs. We have 8 billion tabs open on our computers. My phone tabs are insane. If you go through you should be out of certain websites after you're done with them. But there's you go on my Safari and it's
there's a button.
Correct. Yes, I do. Mm-hmm.
Just making sure you're aware. Yeah. You don't have to use it.
I won't. Even if you asked me to. I gotta have my tabs open. What if I need that? What if I need that information?
It's true. They'll probably make you log in again anyway.
That's true.
Or what if the website goes down? It doesn't even exist anymore.
Right? I have screenshots. I do a lot of screenshots too. Really? I screenshot everything.
Okay. Yeah. Very interesting. Probably the most interesting guest I've ever had.
Oh god.
Oh, is that too much? Sorry.
I'm gonna screenshot this moment so I can remember.
Your phone's right there. How are you gonna screenshot it?
I don't know. My brain screenshot.
Screenshot. Yeah. What buttons do you push for a screenshot?
Oh, it's like this. Yeah.
Yes.
I did it.
That's right. Cool.
Too many tabs open.
Well, it's okay. We'll push through.
We will.
So do you have any hobbies or passions that aren't related to comedy?
Oh yeah, I'm horror fiend. I love horror movies, horror stuff.
Even if it's not comedy related.
Yeah, I just went to Halloween Horror Nights with my whole family.
Wow.
Well, not my whole family. Somebody's gonna be like, I wasn't there, and I'll be like, sorry. So I went with my family. Some of my family members. Some of the family members that could attend. Not that those people are better than the other people that couldn't attend. I went with family. Anyway, I went to Horror Nights. It was great.
Yeah.
So I like doing that kind of stuff. I love traveling. I love doing spooky crap. I do. If I'm traveling and I can find a weird graveyard or some kind of creepy thing, I will do that. Yeah, I like that. I'm pretty nerdy, so I read a lot. I'm a 2-book-a-week person.
Oh, nice. What are you reading right now?
So I'm reading this book, Stephen King book called Holly. I'm almost done with it. It's actually a spin-off of another book called The Outsiders, which they actually made into a TV series.
Okay.
Yeah, it's about old people eating young people.
Holly is?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sounds scary.
The Outsiders way worse. That's a way worse killer than this book. But Stephen King. So I'm reading that, and then I'm reading this new one. It's like a young adult one. I just picked it up, so I don't even remember what it's called. But
It's okay.
Yeah, I told you, too many tabs open.
Sure. You read physical books, Kindle?
So I have one of each. I have like one that's like a physical one if I'm like at a place where they won't let me use my phone. But usually I don't read that one that much. It's like over time. It's like usually like a short story one so that I can pick it up whenever. Then I have one on my phone. And then I have an Audible one or like
Oh, cool.
for different, so you can, or like a comic book for a physical one. Like comic books are good because like if they tell you, oh, you can't have your phone, you're on set or something, then I want to be able to do something. So book, physical book, because they won't let you have your phone.
What's that?
If they won't let you have your phone.
Right.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
So yeah, I have a lot of weird hobbies. Oh, I dance and box.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's cool. Let's see. I can't remember what I've asked you. Going out of order. Oh no.
Oh, no.
What is your favorite joke? It can be anybody's joke.
My favorite joke. Of mine.
It could be anybody's joke.
Oh, anybody's joke. Oh, okay. So Richard Pryor's sketch with Chevy Chase, with the word association is like one of my favorite of all time. If you haven't seen it, I'm not gonna say it because it's got some colorful words in it, but look it up. It's great.
Mm-hmm.
Probably made me want to be a comedian. That joke. Yeah, I was like a real Richard Pryor. Like my dad made me watch a lot of the Richard Pryor stuff and listen to all the albums. So like Richard Pryor and Eddie Murphy are probably like my favorite comedians ever. Like him being Mr. Robinson, and doing like the Cabbage Patch doll with a cat, just an old piece of cabbage on top of a doll, like kills me. Like I love the old SNL stuff. So like Land Shark, I always talk about Land Shark. I also used to have nightmares about Land Shark, but that's a whole other thing to unpack. Yeah, so I think my favorite would be like the word association with Chevy Chase and Richard Pryor, because Richard Pryor's face, as the words get worse, is just like pure amazement. Like that, like he sells it so much. I'm like, that's why I like really focus on like being expressive, because I know how like it elevates. Yeah. Just his face, just like a little twitch at first. Oh, you said what? And then it's like, what? And then it's like, what? It's just so good. Like his levels.
Yeah, I gotta watch it.
Yeah, it's so good. But I will not say the words.
Well, there you go. Makes sense. So do you have like a favorite fan interaction? Either you were a fan of somebody or someone was a fan of yours?
An ex of mine was very sweet. I love Roy Wood Jr. like a lot. Like he's like one of my idols. And my ex, who was my partner at the time, he contacted Roy. So we went to a show, and then he got him to talk to me backstage and like take a picture with me.
Wow.
And then now he follows me on Instagram, so it makes me feel it's probably the greatest gift that's anybody's given me, because it's like you're somebody that's your idol just being like, I see you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that gets me all emotional. I'm like, yeah.
Nice.
That's yeah. And I've also had really nerdy interactions where I found out in like a very stupid way. But like I feel like I kept it together with this one. I think I was like classy. And he was like, yeah, that girl's classy.
Nice.
He didn't say that, but like in my mind he was like, yeah, she's cool. Yeah, he didn't say it though. But if he wanted to, he could.
Yeah.
He could say it if he wanted to.
It's true.
Anytime.
She might be waiting.
Like, oh, you're such a cool chick. You could say it. I wouldn't be mad. Like if you just wanted to send it to me.
She follows you. You can show up at a show.
You can just show up at my shows. What? I mean, whatever is like, I'm cool, dude.
Whatever's
Like, I'm not like one of those chicks that's like, oh, you know, I'm like, anyway, I'm cool.
That's good. So what's your favorite place to do comedy right now?
I really did like doing the Laugh Factory. I will say that was like a moment.
Yeah.
But I do like traveling. Like, I did that new club here in San Diego. Yeah. I thought that was so cute. It's so, as the kids say, aesthetic. I was like, it's so aesthetic. So I like going to new places. Like, even on the road, I've been to like some really weird like theaters, you know?
Okay.
And I'm always like, hey, is it haunted? And they're always like, yeah, it's haunted. So then I go around backstage and I'm always like, hey, ghost, where are you? And they never talk to me, so.
Well, you know, what are you gonna do?
But yeah, no, I don't know, like, yeah, I liked Laugh Factory a lot. I liked that feeling of being at the Laugh Factory, but
Yeah.
really wherever where I can have good vibes with the other comedians, that's the best. Like when you're just backstage and you're chilling and you just have like great conversations. Yeah, when comedians aren't like this, when we're actually talking and engaging is the best part to me. But yeah,
that's one reason to do the podcast. I get to not just have those people I see a lot and I don't even know how they started comedy. All these questions I'm asking, I have no idea.
It's because a lot of people don't want to talk backstage and stuff. I'm always like, hey, what's your deal? Because I'm annoying. But
No, you're not annoying.
I won't remember it anyway. As we know, too many tabs. Too many tabs. No, if you tell me your life story, I'll be like, I don't know.
This is 30 screenshots per second. Can you believe that? Can you just do it 30 seconds?
No, isn't it 30 seconds restarting it? Oh no. It's like factory reset. If you do this.
30. Oh, right.
Don't do that.
But yeah, you have to push it so fast that you get 30 screenshots in 1 second.
I didn't even know that was possible.
Well, that's what film is.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I get it now.
But it also
I'm blonde.
has sound. It's another dimension. It kind of doesn't have smell, right?
Oh no. I went to Halloween Horror Nights, I told you, and they have like a smell element to some of the mazes.
Yeah.
Please don't.
Stop.
Yeah, like you go through Leatherface's like house and you smell Leatherface's house. I don't want to smell Leatherface's house. I don't want to do that. Exactly. I can imagine. Don't make me smell it.
Exactly.
Smell-o-vision.
Not good.
No.
So, talked a little bit about this, but what was your family like growing up?
Crazy. There's 3 girls. So my dad had 3 girls. He was definitely a boy dad that had girls. So yeah, we kept telling him like, I am a girl. I don't want to do this. Like he was like wanted us to like hunt and fish and do sports and I was like, yeah, I'll do this because you're forcing me, but I'm never gonna do this again. Right. But I will say I still can make a really good basket. That's like I can do that.
Nice.
Even in a pencil skirt, I'd be like. So that's all my dad. See, Dad, you did it. But yeah, like he would do weird stuff like if there was a possum in the yard, he would pick it up by the tail and just be like he was like, and we'd be like, no.
What did he want to do?
He wanted us to be desensitized. Like he didn't want us to be afraid, and he'd be like, no, you pick it up. And I'm like, no, I don't want to pick it up. Like, I don't want to do this.
It's not dangerous.
Maybe. My dad also strangled a rattlesnake in front of us once. So I don't know. Wow. He was like yeah. He was a hoot. So yeah, that, and then I was acting, so I grew up a lot on sets too, and I had some amazing people that I got to interact with very young that are legends, and I really, really treasure those memories. Like Raul Julia, like he was the coolest ever. And yeah, like my parents were always like making out or fighting, so that was something.
Wow.
Yeah. So, yeah, that was my childhood. The way that I grew up was definitely like the origin story of a comedian.
Yeah.
They're like, we're making you a comedian.
Whether you like it or not.
Whether you like it or not. I don't want to do comedy. No. Here's a possum in your face.
Wow.
You're like, yeah.
That's cool. So what's your earliest memory?
Oh, it's a sad one. I'm going to go with my earliest happy memory.
Sure.
Okay. Earliest happy memory was I remember, and I pretended to be asleep, but my sister and my parents got me a big girl bed, you know, and I remember them picking me up out of the cradle and like putting me in another bed and building my bed and putting me back into it so I could wake up in a big girl bed.
Oh, that's sweet.
But they thought I was like asleep, and I was.
Did you ever tell them?
Now I guess I did. No, I didn't.
Is your family gonna watch this? Listen to this?
Maybe.
Oh my.
Oh no. I don't think I blew up the world. They probably knew.
Sure.
I loved to pretend I was asleep. I don't sleep well, so I'm probably not asleep anyway. Like I used to sleepwalk and stuff. I'm just a weird sleeper. Okay. So like I would pretend to be asleep in the car so people would pick me up and carry me into the house. You know, just because I don't want to walk.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's the process of growing up.
It doesn't work anymore though.
Yeah, no one will pick you up and carry you.
No. And you can't fall asleep when you're a driver. And that'd be brought into the house.
The ambulance will definitely carry you.
Oh my goodness!
No, that's
loophole.
Encourage you.
Okay.
Because remember, you might not wake up.
But I might. You see, you said might.
You won't wake up. How's that?
Oh, fine, I won't do it then.
Because your body won't, even though you're pretending to be asleep, you're not actually asleep. Because like when you're limp, you tend to not get as hurt.
Oh, really?
Much. But if you're pretending to be asleep,
then
you'll hear the crash and you'll tense up and you'll get more hurt.
Fine, I won't crash my car and go to sleep.
Okay, good. No. So have you ever been in a car accident?
Yes, I have. I would not wish that on anybody. But I've not been asleep.
Well, that's good.
Yes.
So was it your fault or someone else's fault?
I was actually in the middle. It wasn't my fault. I was in. There was like a car chase. You know, like a car chase. There were the
cops.
The cops were chasing a car. I didn't see it, so the car that they were chasing hit me. And then
did you help stop the car?
Well, yeah, the car stopped because it had no more wheels after it hit me and this other car, and then he got on foot and like ran.
Wow.
I didn't see him run because I was airbag, whatever.
Sure.
But my friend got out of the car and ran after the dude. I was like,
what?
There's a helicopter following this dude. What are you doing? I was like, is my nose broken? Is my car? I was like 21, so like everything was like, my car? My dad's gonna be so mad. So.
But you had insurance, right?
Yeah, but you know, you're like, why are you out this late? Not that my dad sounded like that.
Sure.
He sounded more like another person that was canceled. So anyway, I won't say that.
Well, you don't have to talk about anything you don't want to talk about.
Just so many people are canceled. I can't be like.
Well, I mean, I think that's what's happening is for a long time, if you look at history, there's people that should not be allowed to do things that they got away with.
For sure.
And now, mob mentality and people taking power back,
which is good, which is great.
So I don't know if I really like the word canceled. I think it's more like justice
accountable.
Being accountable.
Yeah.
And sometimes people can swing too far. That happened 10 years ago. Why are people have to
take accountability? Yeah.
That people change and hopefully they grow so you can't.
Yeah, and given a chance to grow by saying, like, I did that. It's just like, we've all said jokes that we probably shouldn't have. Please call me out if this one person did call me out on Twitter once, and I was like, thank you. I didn't mean it that way, but now that I see that you could take it that way, I'll never say that joke again, ever.
Yeah, exactly.
So you gotta grow.
Yeah. Yep, absolutely. Let's see if I can kind of answer that. So have you ever won like a comedy contest or anything like that?
I got Best of Fest at what's it called? The Electric Comedy Festival.
Wow.
And then I got Hoo Ha Ha, which is Elizabeth Banks' like all female comedy site, did a feature on me too. So
nice.
yeah, those are really nice ones.
Cool.
I may have done something else I just can't recall, but those are the ones that stand out to me.
In the moment right now.
In the moment right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see, what's your best booking story? Like you got booked on a show, you're like, or whatever, you're like, oh my God, I can't believe it. Or maybe you were booking a show and you're like, I can't believe that person said yes.
I mean, right now I booked a whole bunch of panels for Comic-Con, so it's not necessarily comedy related, but I also did a lot of soundtrack work when I was a kid, so I sang on a lot of soundtracks when I was a kid, and I'm doing a composer panel at LA Comic-Con, and just the composers that said yes to me, like the Newton brothers, who are the ones that do all of the like Netflix, Michael Flanagan movies, like House of Usher and stuff, said yes to me. That freaks me out. Like that just makes me feel so good. So yeah, like that stuff. I just think the best booking stories I've ever had in comedy have been when my friends have suggested me for things, right? Like
nice.
One of my film roles from the last 2 years was because a comedian friend of mine suggested me to this, and that experience, that like I got to work with one of the original cast members of In Living Color, and all because my friend was like, that's not me, I'm not that actor, but my friend Anastasia is. And I was like, oh, like that kind of stuff, just like, that
that's cool.
The people around you respect you, the people around you are thinking of you, and that's
awesome.
That's
so
really touching.
Who was the person?
The person that suggested me?
No, or who was the
Takea Crystal.
Okay.
From In Living Color. She's one of the original cast members.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That show was great.
I love In Living Color. Yeah. So yeah, like every time I get to work with somebody that like I've admired, that's an amazing feeling. Yeah, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Sweet. So what's the worst thing about comedy right now?
I mean, not to be like about anything like being a woman and traveling by yourself is a lot. Sometimes I just like I want to do more of it, but then there's like times when you're like I don't want to deal with traveling alone and all that entails as a woman. And sometimes being backstage when you're the only woman on a whole like lineup is a little frustrating. It is very much a boys' club. But I do love hanging out with guys. I am a very nerdy girl. I am a girly girl, but I'm like a nerd girl. So a lot of the stuff I can hang with, but but sometimes when you're backstage and they don't want to even like talk with you because you're a woman, it's kind of sucks, because I'm like, aren't we on the same stage? No? Okay. So that kind of stuff. But it's not as, like I think I'm persistent enough where I'll just like hang with the guys anyway, even if they'll like try to like close it off. I mean, like I got into playing D&D with guys. You know how hard it is to get guys to play D&D with you? If I can do that, I can take on a male comedian. So,
yeah, makes sense. Cool. Let's see. Oh, do you have any merch?
I do. I have a lot of stuff on TeePublic that I have like T-shirts and stuff that say different statements. I have my audiobook that I like. It's You Need to Hear This is what it's called. So that is really cool. It's a very short audiobook, just like self-help from a comedic point of view. So nice. I like that one a lot.
Super cool.
Yeah, I think that's all the merch I have.
Hell yeah. So how do people find you on social media?
At Anastasia Wash on Instagram, at Anastasia W on TikTok, AnastasiaWashington.com for my website.
Dang.
And I'm definitely on, I'm on X, but I'm not on X. So just.
I think everyone should just exit.
I know. I'm like, I didn't want to like give up my name, but I didn't also want to be on there. So I'm like.
You just not log in.
I just don't log in, yeah. But I'm there. I mean, I guess you could follow me there. I'm probably never going to answer, is what I'm saying.
I know. I find myself like going, it's a YouTube thing. It's like share, and I push the X, and then I post it, and then I just close it.
Yeah, I just like don't want to be on there. It was funny. I went to a screening the other day, and Halle Berry was like, it was her movie, and she was like, everyone tweet. She was there, and she was like, tweet that you're here, and tweet. And I was like, tweet? No.
You mean threads?
Yeah, I'll threads it. But she was, I think she's just like, yeah, I'm going to live tweet this whole thing right now. And I'm like, nobody's on there, dude. I don't know what to tell you, dude. Like, I don't want to, like, I love you, but I'm not logging in. I don't want to log in.
You should just be on threads doing that instead.
Yeah, it's just like, everyone's on threads. Like, who is doing this? Halle Berry, come on.
Have someone explain it to you. I know you don't have time or whatever. I don't know. Actually,
like, no, come on now. But yeah, I guess I do have that. Is what's basically the statement. But I won't answer.
Right, makes sense. Let's see. So, how did you start doing child acting? Your parents or you wanted to do it? Or?
Me, yeah. I actually was in, my mom likes to tell the story that I was in San Diego at SeaWorld.
Wow.
And I was like 2.5, 3, something like that. And I was tap dancing and singing instead of watching the Shamu show.
Okay.
And then everyone got up and clapped for Shamu, and I took a bow, and she was like, oh, let's get her an agent. And so I feel like within like 2 weeks, I had a manager after that.
Wow.
And I remember that audition. I like sang A Good Ship Lollipop and just continued to work from there. My mom was always like, because you go through ups and downs in this industry. So, I mean, like, there was definitely times I cried. And my mom would be like, oh, just quit. And I'd be like, absolutely not. Just let me cry. And then I will go and kill it. Just leave me alone. You know what I mean?
Wow.
So she was like, she was always like, you can quit. And I was like, no, absolutely not.
At least you, even that young, you need to feel your emotions and you didn't get messed up by it.
No, I knew I needed to let it out. And I think that's the thing. Like, I'm trying to work on this, but I'm very reactive. So I'll react to something. That's how I process it. Like, I react right away, and then I get over it. But that's not always easy for people to process. Like, some people need like a moment, like, to process things, and then they react. I'm more like, react. Oops. React.
I think everybody has to understand that everybody has different ways of dealing with it. Because I react and then. Yeah. But what I don't like is I feel that that's a more healthy way to do it, because if you're processing, sometimes you're like, then you get in your own head. True. And you're like, oh, is it appropriate for me to have my emotions right now? It's like, what? Yeah. You should have your emotions and not have to apologize for it.
That's true. I think it's just disconcerting for people when they're not that way, right? So like if they are that way, where they like need time to process.
But let's get together. Are you talking to autistic people that are nonverbal and being upset that they're not talking back? I mean, come on.
No, that's true. That's true. That's true.
This is people. We say it's a spectrum. People understand that, but
it's
they don't really. I think people don't really understand what a spectrum means. Right?
Definitely not. Yeah.
They don't understand that there's grading. You know, it's like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. And people use the spectrum terminology a lot too loosely. Sometimes I feel like they're like, I'm like, no, there's actually people on the spectrum. You know what I mean? But yeah, like I've been working on just like not like, because I don't always, if I'm reacting, if I get upset, you know, I don't want to hurt somebody's feelings because I will react and then I'm over it. And some people won't be over it. Like, if you did something to me and I was upset, I'd be like, that sucks, don't do that to me. And then I'd probably get on with it, like, in that second. But some people...
That's kind of like how I am.
Yeah, but some people need time. And they need, like... And then I'm like, why aren't we over it? You know, they're like, well, you reacted this way. And I was like, yeah, but then now we're over it, and they're not. You know, so you have to make sure that you are validating everybody's experiences and feelings.
The slow people. Slow isn't just about intelligence, right? It's emotionally.
Yeah.
Because if you feel your emotions, you let it run its course.
Yeah.
And yes, and you have to be sensitive to other people. It takes more time.
Yeah.
But I don't like the people like bring up stuff that happened years ago.
No, I don't want to hear about it. Like, I honestly don't like when people are like, I'm like, we should have talked about this years ago. I don't want to do it. Why are we living with this? My emotional agility I've been working on is like, I just don't want to deal with like 20 years ago if I said something. Like, even people that have like wronged me have come up to like, I've had a few people on Facebook come up to me and be like, I know that in college. I was like, I don't care, dude. If you want to have a relationship with me now as a friend, let's build that now. Like, I don't really want to think about it. Like, I don't really want to rehash it. That's great that you've grown. Let's move on. Like, I don't need to rehash nothing.
Yeah, prove by your behavior.
Exactly. Now. I'd like to see the behavior change now, but we'll start building that friendship back. But like, I don't really want to talk about what we did in college, ever. But okay.
So you haven't gone to your high school reunion?
I didn't have a high school reunion.
Makes sense.
Because I was homeschooled the last year because I was working. I guess I could have gone to the in-person high school reunion that I did go, but I don't really. No, I don't need to.
There you go.
I don't want to.
Sure.
Yeah, no, I didn't.
Just go to your high school reunion and it's just like all the cast and crew that were around.
I mean, there's people like that are working actors now that I feel like when we work together now, I'm like, oh, we went to high school together, so therefore this is a high school reunion.
Exactly.
Or there's one of my high school friends is in all the Ryan Murphy shows, so every time I see a Ryan Murphy show, I'm like, oh, there's Finn, high school reunion. Yeah. But yeah, no, I never did a high school reunion. I didn't even go to prom, so we didn't have prom.
There you go.
Because homeschool.
It's hard to go to prom if there's
You're homeschooled? Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I could have just danced sadly with a balloon.
Exactly.
I'll do that later.
That's cool. Nice. Let's see. So, what are you in town for? You just come to this?
Yeah, I did.
You came all the way from LA to here?
Yeah.
Just for this? Oh my God. Are you going to call the Comedy Store La Jolla?
Yeah, I'm going to bop around a little bit and then head back home. But yeah, San Diego's not like another country.
I know. It's far away in traffic.
Nah. I'm an LA girl. I am used to traffic. Yeah. No, I mean, I like coming to San Diego. It's cool down here. Yeah, I don't know. I was just down here for Comic-Con. I'll be back for I was just here also for Yellow Door, and I came down just for that. It's no big deal.
What day was that?
It was on a Friday. No, it was August 30th or something like that.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was right when they were opening, right?
Yeah. They had like a ton of shows that week.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's a pretty place.
Yeah. I mean, I wish they could do something about the high ceiling, but...
Yeah.
But I don't know how they could.
Yeah, I'm not sure what they would do about that.
I was thinking, like, if they could just get engineers to, like... You know, like, there's, like, places where it's, like, almost like a small amphitheater, you know, where you just build it around.
Yeah.
And a lot of the sound, it could still have a high ceiling, but...
The sound would just be better.
But it's just going to focus the sound and bounce off the seats.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think they would have to gut that place, huh?
Right, yeah.
You're like, yes, please do.
I'm not trying to talk shit about it.
Yeah.
It's just they did a good job with not gutting it.
Yeah.
And starting over.
It's very pretty.
Yeah.
But it is like interesting to do comedy to some people that are like, a certain.
Yeah.
But listen, comedians, we have done worse. We've done,
yeah,
and like in some of the places that during the pandemic, I did it in the park, and we had to compete against like people's freaking birthday parties. You know what I mean? I once did it in a dive bar, and there was a Dodger game, and so nobody heard anything any of the comedians said.
Right.
There was some fighting. It was like you're just like, well, I know there's a fight over there, but here's my type 5. Like,
that's the best intro ever. Here's my type 5.
Here's my type 5. Yes, that guy just got punched. Let's go. Life.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Makes sense. I lost my question. Where did it go? Thank you.
You're like, it's still not there.
No, I got this curtain for the podcast, and then also for my Quantum Brewing show, but I forgot it.
Oh, it's okay.
It's red, and just imagine it's 7 feet tall, and it goes from right there. It goes there, and I'll just put it in post. Oh shoot, I have to edit that back.
Yeah. I was like, oh no. Imagine, if you will.
Now we're making the CG budget go up. Now
okay, I'll stop. Horrible.
No, I guess now we have to do it.
No, yeah.
Just to
make it weird. I'm sure you can do it in Canva.
In what?
Canva.
Oh.
Yeah. It's not sponsored by Canva.
No, I use CapCut. I'm using the free version, but you don't like it?
No, I'm just saying. No, I said Canva, and you're
Yeah. Now they're gonna battle each other.
I know. I'm like, I'm so sorry. I swing both ways. I have no loyalty. Canva, CapCut.
Whoever will sponsor us.
Whatever you want to do.
So, do you have a podcast or anything like that?
I do. I have a true crime podcast called Serial Killer, but it's spelled like breakfast cereal.
Ah.
Because we pair true crime with breakfast cereal.
Well, there you go.
And we try the cereal on air, and we rate it, and then we talk about the crime, and then we rate it. And always the crime is always horrible. So just so you know, our rating is always like, that sucks, you suck, you're a sucky person. Wow. Knife down for you. The cereal sometimes is good.
Wow.
But we've tried a lot of cereal. So we know what we almost know, like when we get the cereal, we're always like, oh God, Okay. It has marshmallows. Let's just go. Let's go. We know how we feel. You just try so many cereals.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you do it with other people?
Mm-hmm. I have a co-host, and then we do a live version usually at Comic-Con, WonderCon, and we're doing one at LA Comic-Con. But our live one obviously is we have people come on and talk about their connection to true crime, which surprisingly people are always like, why would I be on this show? I don't have any connection to true crime. And then inevitably they go, oh wait. Like everyone does. Like one of my friends writes this comic book called Harriet Tubman Demon Slayer. And I was like, you should be on our panel. And he's like, why would I be on your panel? I don't know anything about true crime. I was like, well, slavery was a big true crime. And he was like, oh yeah.
Yeah,
you literally write about it.
There's a lot of mystery in there too. They didn't solve at all.
Yeah, like people's personalities and stuff. So yeah, that one and the other ones are on hiatus. So we'll just do serial killer.
There you go.
Yeah, and yeah, I love podcasting. It's fun.
Yeah, for sure. Cool. Okay. Is there anything else that you want to talk about? Did I miss anything?
No. I mean, do you know when it's gonna come out?
I can look. It's gonna be a while. Well, we can also want to record a promo and then
Okay,
we
perfect.
can
Yeah.
put something on the promo if you want. Let's see. Let me look at my list.
Mm-hmm. You're so organized.
So your episode's going to come out December 2nd.
December 2nd.
Been banking a bunch of episodes.
Yeah, of course. I'm just trying to think if there's a convention or something I should talk about, or performance. Oh yeah. I'll be in New York, so.
Wow.
Yeah, so I will have a film premiering in New York this weekend, since it will be
Nice.
December, at New York City Horror Film Festival, and I'll be in New York, hopefully doing some comedy. So, because I haven't really had a New York trip, so this will be fun.
Oh, sweet. Well, thank you so much for doing the podcast.
Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. Alrighty. This has been Comedy or Worse.
Or worse.
Yes. Bye.